At the outset, I'd like to congratulate our former Attorney General, Seamus Wolfe, who has been appointed to the Supreme Court yesterday. He has served this country well and served this House well, and I'd like to compliment him on his appointment. Leader, the issue of closing pubs and responding, if you want, on a national basis to what is in some cases a regional problem. We are taking the big stick to the entire country, whereas there are, without doubt, certain areas that are, if you want, misbehaving, for the want of a better word, are not following the guidelines. And I think it's going to be detrimental to the tourist season in Ireland if we take a blanket approach. And I would ask that government and that the experts work with local authorities. Rather than taking a national view on everything, work with the local authorities and see can we open some places more than others, and see can we provide, if you want, places for people to go that are safe in this country. Leader, in your former role in social protection, we discussed Class K PRSI. Class K PRSI, as it applies to public servants, applies mostly to public servants in this House. We have had a successful outcome to Class K PRSI for members of local authorities, although it is limited in its success. And the Class K PRSI is now coming back to bite former members of this House who lost their seats in the recent election. Members of the Oireachtas are human beings like anybody else. They're entitled to be treated in the same way as any other worker in this country. If we want to penalise public service, then put a tax on it. To use the social protection system to collect 4% of every member of this House's salary and to give them absolutely nothing for it is a crime. It has been accepted by a joint Oireachtas committee that it is wrong, and in a court case I brought to the High Court, the case was settled outside of court and county councillors were changed to Class S PRSI. Not everybody that enters this House will be here for a full 20 years. Not everybody that enters this House will find themselves in a situation where they're going to stay beyond a particular period of time. Young members of this House who went through one term have gone out, they're on Class K PRSI, their social protection record is broken, they're entitled to nothing. And that simply is poor performance by an employer, and the employer is the state. I believe that we need to have a debate in this House about the terms and conditions of employment that exist for members of the House. And I would ask that we get that as soon as possible. There are former members of this House who now are in dire straits because they have no income. And that is simply wrong. There are other members, and I'm sorry, Cathaoirleach, look, I know I'm going slightly over time. There are other members who have reached retirement age, and they find that their contributory old age pension has been decimated as a result of being a member of this House for a short period of time. And that is wrong. And the same applies to county councillors. So I think we should have that debate, and I'll ask you to facilitate that. Thank you.